Got it.
It's the largest trigger to inflammation in the body is what's on the end of your fork. That's the biggest trigger of all.
Today, we've been talking about how to take care of your brain. Now, we've been learning how lifestyle changes can improve memory and cognitive function. Now, isn't it inspiring to hear how much control we have finally, and how making the right choices like eating healthy, exercising, and decreasing stress can help keep you mentally sharper? Now, wouldn't you like to know if your lifestyle choices actually were working? My next guest is a world-renowned expert in the field of gluten-related disorders. He says what fixes the leaky gut fixes the leaky brain. Please welcome my friend, Dr. Tom O'Brien.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. So Dr. O'Brien, is world-renowned. I mean, he is everywhere you go. People want to know about, what you're talking about because, listen, this man, see, most people go to Costa Rica, right? And they just have a good time and they relax and take in the sights. What does Dr. Tom do? Read 93 articles on the leaky brain. 93 articles.
It was my honeymoon.
It was. Well, there you go. So tell us about the leaky brain. I mean, people know about the leaky gut. Leaky brain, what's going on there, Dr. Tom?
The brain has a cheesecloth around it, just like the gut has a cheesecloth on the inside of the tube.
Yes.
It's when the cheesecloth tears that you get a leaky gut. If the cheesecloth tears in your brain, you get a leaky brain. When you get a leaky brain, there's things in the blood that aren't supposed to get into the brain. That's why you've got a cheesecloth to protect it. But when you get a tear in the cheesecloth of the brain, you get a leaky brain. These molecules get in the blood, into the brain. It causes it activates the immune system, and you get inflammation in the brain, and that triggers depression, anxiety, autism, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. All of the brain degenerative conditions have to have the leaky brain first that triggers all the inflammation. So you test for the tears in the cheesecloth. Do you have tears in the cheesecloth? If you want to know if your brain is going to degenerate, the mechanism that triggers the degeneration, tears in the cheesecloth, molecules get through, your immune system trying to protect you, collateral damage, here comes the damage.
Got it.
So you check for the tears in the cheesecloth. Simple blood test.
Yeah, and tell us about that. So a lot of people don't know about this blood test. What can you do?
Well, it's just a simple blood test that looks for the markers of the tears in the cheesecloth of the blood-brain barrier. It's called the breach of the blood-brain barrier, B4. I call it B4, capital B, number 4.
Got it.
And so do you
Even
have
I can
B4?
remember that.
Yeah, do you have B4? Yeah. And so we put together 3 articles about the blood-brain barrier that I'm giving everybody for free. Just download them. Take them to your doctor, say, please read these, and here's the information on the test. Please order this test for me. So you can go to thedr.com, that's my website, thedr.com/B4, capital B4.
And they can get this.
You can download the articles and take them to your doctor.
And so what can we do when we have a breach? I mean, your program that you have, how can people then, if they go to the doctor, and let's say they do have a breach, what can they do to fix it? And for people who are watching, what steps would you ask them to take to protect the brain?
To learn how to take care of your body. You don't treat brain disease, you treat the body.
Got it.
It's the largest trigger to inflammation in the body is what's on the end of your fork. That's the biggest trigger of all. So every time everything is either inflammatory or anti-inflammatory. There's no neutrals except water. That's the only neutral. Everything else is going to cause more inflammation and more damage or less inflammation.
Yeah, exactly. And we've always talked about this show, more plant-based, less animals, more plants. And then also, the spirituality piece, decrease stress, be mindful, and that'll also decrease the inflammation all over your body. Yeah. I think that, listen, if you're proactive, you can really defeat these diseases. So many people feel like they're powerless, Dr. Tom, and I appreciate all the work you're doing, including your reading those articles on your honeymoon, despite what your wife said.
We should thank my wife for that.
That's exactly right. She probably is saying, thank you for not encouraging him again. I really appreciate your work, your dedication. The world needs more people like you.
Thank you very much.
So appreciate that. So you remember his website. If you'd like to learn more, check out Dr. O'Brien's brain book, and also you can find him at thedr.com. It's time for a break. Up next, we'll learn of a newer concept in senior living with a focus on nurturing long-term memory. Please stay with us. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Partha Nandi. And if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.